Camp Crystal Lake. New Jersey locals being cast in Friday the 13th prequel series Crystal Lake. We are finally getting some movement, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome back to the channel. I'm happy today. I got my stitches out of my ear. And for those of you who don't know, or maybe new here, I'm a professional wrestler, and I have always wrestled with the spike and the hoops. And, left those in with, I never really take these off either. And in practice, one finally got pulled out. So, yeah, it only had 5 stitches. Took, 10 days, healed. So, we're over here at the NorthJersey.com. This article from Amanda Wallace came out yesterday. So, attention horror fans, if you've been dying to visit Camp Crystal Lake, now is your chance as casting is taking place for Peacock's upcoming show Crystal Lake, a prequel series to the iconic horror franchise Friday the 13th. And we remember when Bryan Fuller was showrunner, this was classified as was it a remake-will? But no, the series under former showrunner Bryan Fuller, it was listed as like a remake-will. And now we have Brad Caleb Kane, so it's a prequel again, which I'm trying to be cautiously optimistic about this show. I did have faith in it at one time, and now I'm just like, please do not shit the bed on me. We have been waiting 16 years for new Friday the 13th content that wasn't a video game, so please make this good. While little is currently known about the show's plot, NBC reported that it may take place before the events of the original slasher film. Well, we've covered this in previous videos. They can use anything under the sun. Obviously, they're going to go back and do the, story about a younger Pamela. They're going to show kind of the lead up, I believe, to Jason's drowning. Probably his drowning will be shown. Or alleged drowning, because depending on which school of thought you're from, Jason never really did drown. So, I don't know. You can kind of use your own canon the way you want, because we know once we get to Jason Takes Manhattan that the fucking canon is just out the window at this point. The timeline is completely, it was a narrative mess. But back to this, which we hope will not be a mess. The new series, which was initially announced by Peacock in A24 in 2022, reportedly collapsed when original showrunner Bryan Fuller exited, according to Scream Horror magazine. It has since taken a turn with the announcement of a new showrunner as well as a key cast member. Yeah, they cast the lovely and talented Linda Cardellini to play Pamela Voorhees in this. So, that's fantastic. I like this. Brad Caleb Kane, Crystal Lake production offices are live. It's all happening. Machetes for everyone, wrote Kane in an Instagram post in April. Yes, I'm production draft. I want to know what that says. I want to know what it all says inside there. Look, man, I grew up with this franchise, and I know a lot of you out there did and are big fans of it the way I am. So, we're dying to see how this gets handled if it gets done right. As production of Crystal Lake gets underway, New York-based casting company Grant Wilfley Casting is looking for local young people, high school students, kids, and people with 1960s era cars for paid background work in the new A24 series currently under the working title Mama's Boy, which is a absolutely hilarious working title, and it makes sense. The series will shoot in New Jersey from June through October. Filming for the 1980 movie took place all over New Jersey, including multiple locations in Hope and Blairstown, as well as Hardwick's Camp Nobibosco. I always have problems pronouncing that. A Boy Scout camp that served as the iconic Camp Crystal Lake. Here is everything you need to know about the casting notice, who the company is looking for, and how to apply. So, yeah, here's the ad right here. Grant Wolfley Casting is seeking people to portray young people for a new A24 horror series, Mama's Boy. Shooting in New Jersey, June through August. Let's see if we can Yep, right here. Series takes place in 1971, looking for people with hair in natural colors, no highlights, balayage, or fantasy colors, and men with shaggier or longer hair. No modern-looking haircuts, no shaved heads, shaved sides or edges, no facial piercings, ear gauges, or visible tattoos. No shaved heads, huh? Bastards. Bastards. 216 an hour for 8 hours, 181 non-SAG. So you make more if you're SAG, but you'll have to pay union dues out of that. Here's how you apply for that right here. Here's the details on how to apply. It just goes through all that. Okay, so we have kids to play high school students between the age of 14 and 17, young people, campers between 8 and 13, people with 1960 to 1971 cars. So we've been talking about this show now for 2 years. The second showrunner we're on here, you know, Brad Caleb Kane. We're finally hoping we're going to get some movement, and lo and behold, now they're casting. You know, we've cast the lead, Linda Cardellini. We're looking for background cast members now. I'm wondering what they're going to do with counselors, how they're going to approach that. There's so much to pontificate here. It's quite fascinating, and I'm here for it, folks. I'm hoping that we get, you know, by maybe this winter we get, you know, so we get a trailer, something. I'm looking forward to hearing the news as the shooting progresses, as it starts next month. And one said it ran through August, the other said October. So, I mean, June through August, you're talking 12 weeks of shooting right there. So, yeah, we'll see what they do. We'll see how it turns out. Like I said, Linda Cardellini in the lead on this now. I think that's a safe pick for your lead. Not safe in terms of like there's no risk to be taken. I mean, I just think Linda Cardellini's talented, and this will be a cool thing to see her take on Pamela Voorhees after seeing Betsy Palmer, and I don't count the woman from, what was it, Freddy vs. Jason. I don't count her at all. She's not Pamela Voorhees. That was like, Mom, can we have Pamela Voorhees? And Mom's like, we have Pamela Voorhees at home, and it's this one. Like, no. Betsy Palmer was, and now it's Linda Cardellini. So I'm okay with that. And I really want to see them exercise the everything under the sun after we get through like maybe a season or two of Pamela stuff. I want to see fucking full-grown Jason. I want to see what they do with this. That's what I want to see. Like, yeah, you can hook me in with maybe a season or two of Pamela. I don't want more than that, though. Like, if you try to, we're going to do 4 seasons of Pamela for every decade, like, fuck off with that. Like, fuck off with that. I don't need 4 seasons of fucking Pamela, you pricks. Like, no. I want one season would be sufficient. Just the lead up. I mean, fucking, you know, just the lead up to the original movie, and then like let's start like going through like Jason stuff, you know, like let's start that. But what do you guys think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you're in that area, are you gonna try you know, to get in as a background character? Do you have a car that, you know, they might use in production? If you're a classic car collector, let me know. I'm interested. Like I said, I've got an old Oldsmobile, and you know, my old man's got a Mustang and a Fairlane, so I'm into the old cars. So let me know. Let me know in the comments. And subscribe. Do all the fun things. And we'll bring you more things. I'm Pete from Wrestling with Horror. If I don't see you, have a great day. A pleasant tomorrow. I'll catch you on the next one. Remember, it's always better to burn out
than to fade away.